Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this really pretty macrame basket plant hanger, which was highly requested over on my Instagram. The link is in my bio. So we have 6 lots of 280cm lengths of cord. We have 18 lots of 140cm lengths of cord. We have 1 lot of about 50 to 60 centimeters for the wrapping knot at the end of the plant hanger. Then I have 2 15cm wooden hoops and 1 5.5cm wooden hoop. You'll need some scissors, and lastly you'll need a tape measure. So let's get started. So to start off with, I'm taking our 5.5cm hoop and our 6 lots of 280cm lengths of cord, and I'm just splitting them in half, and then I'm going to attach them using a lark's head knot. So we're going to pass the midway point through the hoop like this, from front to back, and then we're going to pass all the cords through the loop there. Just like that. And then you can just pull that to the top to tighten it. Now I like to just take my time and pull on each cord to make sure they're all lying flat and they look nice and neat, just like this. So now we're just going to split all the cords into 3 groups of 4 cords. So we're just going to be working on 1 set of cords at a time. So I've got 1 set here. So I'm taking my tape measure and I'm going to measure about 8 centimeters down from the top. And then I'm just going to take all the cords and tie them in one big knot. Just a standard knot, it's not anything fancy. Again, I'm just going to take my time and make sure all the cords are laying nice and flat. So now we can start our spiral design. So I'm going to take this 4th cord, the cord that's on the right, over all the cords, and the first cord will come over that one. It will go behind the middle cords. It will come up through this loop here. And that is all you need to know for this spiral knot. So we're just going to repeat the exact same steps. So the 4th will go over the middle 2, the 1st will go in front of that one, behind the middle 2 and through the loop, and then again just pull that to the top to tighten it. So I'm just going to repeat that to create 14 knots in total, and as you can see it will start to spiral around and it will create this really pretty detail. So we're just going to finish this section off by creating another knot just like we done at the start, just to make it nice and symmetrical. Perfect, just like that. So now we can take down our other 2 sections and complete the exact same steps as that section. Now that all 3 sections have that spiral knot in it, it's time to attach one of the hoops. So I'm taking one section here, and I'm just going to pass it through the loop like this. I'm going to measure about 22 centimeters down from the bottom of our spiral knot. So I'm taking this 4th cord like this, and I'm just going to bring it up and over the hoop down towards the right. Then I'm going to create this loop here in front of the hoop, pass the cord through the hoop. It's going to come through this loop here. Now this first knot is always the hardest to make, so it will be a bit easier to show you on the next knot that we do together. So that is how you are going to attach it to the hoop. Again, I'm taking the next cord, so we're going to bring this cord up, over and behind the loop towards the right like this, and then we're going to bring it again up, over and into the hoop, and then we're going to pass that cord through the loop. Just like that, and then you can pull that to tighten it, slide it up next to the first knot. So the tricky part here is to just make sure you're keeping the hoop straight and it's not angled down or anything, because you want it to be nice and even all the way around. So now that this one section is attached, we can go ahead and bring down another section, attach it in the exact same way. but we're going to make sure that they're spaced out evenly around the hoop, as evenly as you can. You can slide them around once the knots are on, but it's best just to try and get it as even as you can from the start. And of course make sure that the hoop is straight. So now that they're attached, I'm just going to take 6 of our 140cm lengths of cord, and we're going to attach these using a lark's head knot, just like we did at the very start of the plant hanger. So again, I'm taking it and folding the cord in half, taking the midway point through the hoop like this. Then we're going to pass the 2 cords through the loop. Just like that, and then I'm going to attach 1 more cord next to that one. And then we're going to leave a gap and attach 2 more cords, and then another gap and attach 2 more cords. So the 6 cords will be spread out evenly between the 2 sections. Repeat these steps using the last 12 of the 140cm lengths of cord. So now that I've attached all 18 cords, it's time to do square knots. So I'm taking the 4th cord over the middle 2. The first one will go in front of that one, behind the middle 2, and through this loop here. You can pull that to tighten it to the top of your work, and then the first cord will go in front of the middle 2 and behind the 4. The 4th will go behind the middle 2 and then through that loop there. So that is a square knot, so I'm just going to repeat that using all the sections of cords all around the hoop. And now that this first row is done, we are going to move on to the second row. So I'm just going to grab the cords from 2 square knots here. So the first 2 cords I'm going to leave them out, and the last 2 cords I'm going to leave them out. So you just have the 4 middle cords. So we're going to create a square knot using them. And it's going to be about 1 to 1.5 centimeters down from the first row. Just like this. So this is called an alternating row of square knots. So we're just going to continue going around the whole hoop like this. And then we're going to move on to our third row. So again, we're going to create that alternating row of square knots. And then we're going to create 5 rows of square knots in total. So now that we have 5 rows in total, just like this, it's time to attach the second hoop. So again, we're doing it the exact same method as we attached the first hoop. There's just going to be a lot more cords in this one. So I'm taking all the cords, pulling them through, and then I'm taking 1 group of cords from a square knot at a time, and I'm just attaching them the exact same way that we attached the first hoop. So I'm just going to go around the whole hoop attaching these like this, making sure that they're all evenly spaced around. And then it should look something like this. And now the last step is to just gather all the cords in a wrapping knot. So I'm just going to grab my 50 to 60 centimeter length of cord, and I'm just going to grab all the cords with my hands, trying to make sure that it's centered inside the hoop. Then I'm going to grab the cord and I'm going to make a small tail like this at the top. It's a bit difficult to show you here. And a loop like this at the bottom, a long loop. It's difficult to show you here, but hopefully you get the idea. So I've got the small tail still at the top here and this long loop. With this long tail, we're just going to wrap it around all of the cords, just like this. Try and do as many wraps as you can, just to make sure it's nice and secure. And then we're going to take this long tail and go through the loop like this and just gently hold it in place. And then if you pull on the short tail at the top, you'll see that a loop start to close and it will secure that cord in place. So just pull it until it's about halfway through the knot, but don't pull it all the way through. And now you can just snip off the excess cords from that, just like that, and then trim the plant hanger to whatever length you like. I trimmed mine to about 18 centimeters, which I thought was quite a good length. And now all that's left to do is to put in your plant and enjoy your new handmade macrame plant hanger. I love the added hoops for extra security, and it creates such a sturdy plant hanger, but it also looks so cute as well. I think this would make quite a cute fruit basket as well if you wanted. You could use slightly wider hoops and do less rows of square knots so to create more of a wide bowl. And if you check in the description box, I have written out the measurements that you would need to create a mini plant hanger in this exact design. And you can find both of these plant hangers available on my Etsy shop. But if you do recreate this plant hanger, please be sure to tag me on Instagram at LunaCraftsOnline, because I'd really love to see your recreation and share it. If you could subscribe, like or comment, that would really help me out and I'd really appreciate it. And I hope you have a lovely week. Bye!